Oh boy. Well, we got a 1999 GSX carb that we need to do a service on. Now the battery is dead and the thing's been under a tree for 2 years. I don't know why people bring me this stuff in this shape. Anyway, I'm gonna pressure wash this thing off and then we'll bring it in the garage and have a look at it. What a friggin' turd. And we got her a little cleaned up, hosed off. At least it's not horrible. It smells like mothballs inside or something, some kind of weird smell I don't like. Anyway, the problem with this machine is you start it up and it goes right up to full throttle. So I don't think I even want to start it up until I take the cover off here and see if I can have a look and see if the carbs are somehow stuck wide open or something strange going on. So let's get this cover off and hopefully we can pull it out of here. Maybe in the carb version we can, I'm not sure. Let's try it. Get rid of this first. And I'm going to take this one out too. Right side. And then there should be a, oh, it's just got a clip. Will it come out? Bet it won't. Oh, there's an air line hooked up to the bottom of that, I think. Can't feel in there. Okay, mirrors. Pulled the choke wire off. Pulled the E-box off. And out she comes. Not sure if you guys can see or not, but it looks to me like this carburetor is not closed. So I think that's the problem, and I can't, for some reason now it won't even let me activate the throttle. Why not? Something's caught. Let me see if I can figure out what's caught. Try it again. Cable jumped off the little wheel. Okay, how do I hold the light, hold the camera? Can't be done. Can I get you some light? Is it open? I think it's not all the way closed. Don't know if you can see or not, but it looks like it's open when I look at the mirror. Maybe I can disconnect the throttle cable and then we'll try firing it up. Linkage removed. It was holding that one carb half open. So out of the water, no doubt she'd run right up to full tilt. This is off a 787, I guess. I don't know, something else anyway. Oh, and that thread's one way. They both thread the same way, so I take it when you turn that, you can open them way up. Okay. Wow, it's going to need some Loctite too. So now, got to figure out where this has got to go. It's all backwards. I guess I'll have to get it in there, get it where it's fitting properly, and then we'll pull it back out and tighten it up. Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, going in, don't know how much you can see. There's one. That rod might be way too short, I don't know. Now, is that closed? Can't see a thing. Let's put a battery in and see what happens. It's a very small battery for this machine. Okay. Now I'll just do a meet. Let me find the tether. Because I noticed something else we got to fix. Bilge pump. Okay. All right. On the carb, have a look over here. Look at that's off. All right, I gotta get some pliers and we'll fix that right now. And that's on. Now I'll put a zip tie on that. Zip tie installed. Got to hook up the choke. May have to hook this up to the hose to be able to adjust that other carb. But let's see if we get anything, and we got to be ready to shut her down if something goes wrong. That cable jump off again? Yes. Keep knocking the cable off. There's nothing I can on here magnetic. Where's the throttle cable? Try her again. On reserve. Nada. I'm gonna pull the plugs, make sure we're getting spark and all that. Who knows what we're dealing with here. Oh. Spark plugs were just sitting in there. Oh yeah. That one's sparking. Yep. So we got spark. We don't got fuel. What about compression? Let me get the gauge. Oh yeah. And number 2. We're good to go. Plugs are back in. Try again, see if we get any coughing or anything. Ooh. More issues. There's the starter bracket. Look at this. I got to get a bolt in there. I think I got one that's the right one. We'll see. Might be too long. Allen key. Number 5. Hex. Yeah. And a ratchet. A good one. And what's happening on the bottom? Oh, they put a bolt in it. That's as much as I'm going to do. Now, she's dumping fuel. Watch when I just crank it over. See it dripping down there? What in the heck? Is there no return? It's on this one here. Okay. I think we got a ton of problems in behind this exhaust. And it's all related to them not being able to get at that area. Because I know the bolt down at the bottom is loose. The wrong bolt is on the starter bracket. I think we're just going to take this apart. It's like a lot of trouble. And the problem is you have to put it all back together because you need these offset metals. We're working with gas and sparks. I'll take this out. I had to do a little surgery to my wrench. And there's 2 pipes. Get this baby out of the way once and for all here. Water pipe, and then there's one more under there. Oh yeah, and one here too. And one here. Did I say one? There's 4. Got that clamp off the bottom. Let's see if we can get this thing to slide off and come out. Come off of there. There it is. Now we get to see what's going on. Doesn't fit? Does fit. Ooh, it's getting pretty far. Not going any further than that. I don't know how many bolts hold this on. You would think 4. Lucy. There's a bolt. Jeez, can hardly get a ratchet in there. It's that one. One more. Oh yeah, I can see that one clearly right there. Again, right against the hull. Okay. Hopefully this will give us a good view of the underside. I'm sure we're going to have all kinds of cables and stuff in our way. But this thing is dumping fuel. There we go. Check out my work on the starter. Look at how too long that bolt was, but it seemed like it was just perfect. So now I'm going to take that bolt out, take the bottom bolt out, put 2 proper length ones. We need one about, I don't know, 8 mil shorter, 3/8. So let me pop that out, get that fixed. All right, so that is fixed now with proper bolt. Look at the fuel line. Someone's cut it and spliced it. That fell off. I disconnected the one that comes off the crankcase for the fuel pump. But I can't figure out why this is leaking fuel. Look at that. No screws. I think I'm going to pull this whole carb right out, put it on the bench. We'll take a better look at it. That is something else. All right, let's do a little workbench surgery. I need a Phillips screwdriver. I got tools all over the place. Gonna have to take this O-ring off of there. That is the wrong screwdriver. Oh, really? We gotta go through this. One was falling out. One wouldn't come out. What does that do for us? Anything? Not a lot. Man, we are connected everywhere. Is that enough? That's enough for us to do what we got to do. Holy cow. Look at how short everything is. Let's just open this up. Oh, look at that. That one was ready to fall out too. Just to be sure everything is good in here. Yes, filter. Nice. We're going to get some Loctite. I got to find more screws. Pop these two in just to kind of hold it. I'm amazed that it would actually start. Two more screws. I got a mismatch bunch of screws, but they all fit. And I think mismatched heads on them don't really matter. Good. Check those. Those are tight. Now, can we get her back together? Yeah. Once again. Come back. Okay. And this guy goes here. Which one's all snug? Close. Small ones. Jeez. All loose everything. We're all good here. Sit here. No, loose too. Trim rods. Let's see on this side. No, that's choke side. I'm going to go down the same as this one. And the 12 stop is not touching. Let me just see. I want to make sure those are set perfectly equal. Look at this trim rod. Look at how much too short it was. Holy cow. We got to figure out something for this. I don't know why I keep calling this a trim rod, but it's not. It's a carb rod. Anyway, I had to cut a bolt and red Loctite the two together in that nut. This way you can still take it and put it back on his 787 at some point when he gets a new rod. But this is the thing here. This is partially open here and this one is tight closed. So I would say that we need to clip those together so that just has a tiny bit of tension on it. Almost. Just a bit. Whoop, wrong way. Like that. close. I'd say it's still a tiny bit more. Nah. Let's go with that. I'll lock these down. We'll pop this back in the ski. I think I'm going to put a little shot of Loctite in there too. This machine, they vibrate pretty good. Boom, 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 boom. That'll do her. Now let's see if we can get everything hooked up the way it was. We got main supply goes in there. And that is a 5/16. This is a 1/4 inch hose, fuel line, sorry. So I think I got to take this 5/16 off. I put this on here. Let me get a different one. And fuel return goes up here to the top of the carburetor. Not a lot of room here. And another crappy clamp. And then we've got off the crankcase right here. Man, really not long enough to do all this. Should I hook the throttle up first? Yes. And that goes here. Oh, come on. Yeah, come anyway. Washers. There we go. Come on, baby, put it on. She's done. There's a lot in there, too. She's working. I know, slow down. That's a 6. I know. Okay, that's there. And we got that on the crankcase. And where's my weapon? Right here. So how can I get that hooked up? Get it right down in here. Okay. Now we got to do gaskets and bolts. Got a little more light on the subject here. Look at the goop. Okay, let me get a Allen key. That's this guy here, yes. And we'll snug those down. Ah, crumb. Crumb. I forgot the Loctite. And they'll work themselves off for sure, these guys. Good. Next, see, I think that cable might be in the way, and again, might not be. And then there's a hook and loop at the bottom. Not hooked on again. Oh gosh. How in the hell? Unhooked again. Okay. That goes to the exhaust. Okay, moving on to exhaust. A little bit of Loctite juice. Gasket. Do not drop that nut in the motor. And we got one water line here that we have to hook up before we put that in place. Yes, and it's heavy. All right. Now that water pipe. Oh, she's on. And the clamp. And that's with the bigger 5/16 drive because he's changed the clamp. And now I gotta find it. Can we get in there? Barely. But barely doesn't mean no way. Okay, that's on. Now we got to put the clamp on. Do not drop that 13 mil nut. It's fine thread, hard to find. Snugging her up a bit. Oh, did you see that? I had it in reverse. Now I'm toast. One more chance. That was dumb, dumb, dumb. Okay. And what else? We got a line here that needs a zip. Yes. One there. One there. And there should be one more right there. Zip tie. Now bolt back this E-box. That needs some washers. And another bolt for the box over here. The other one was imperial, so we're gonna go back to metric. Something is fiercely pulling. Ah, there we go. That's going to spin. Really. Get the 10 behind it. Oh, is that completely sealed off? Not on this side. Oh, that's where the spark plugs clip. Okay. Cover. Now we got to bolt up the exhaust right up here and lock tight again. especially on these, because they do like to come apart. And washer. I absolutely hate working on these exhausts. That's the exact reason they get terrible. See, they're both missing all the washers. Had to add a little force here. And to line this up is a pain. Every part of this mount is terrible to work on. None of the bolts are straight on. And now we need our exhaust wrench. And last bit of torque. Try and get the wrench out now, you can't. Had to grind it down a bit to get it in between the stud and the exhaust. I think that's it. We are on the hose. And crank for quite a bit, I'm sure. Because I put the fuel line new one on. Little gas. And back in the garage. That was exciting. Pulled the carb off again. Obviously it was leaking again, so it's not just put the screws in the carb. Someone's been in there and taken parts out, and so now we gotta fix it all. Trying to shut down that Runaway was something else. I pulled the plugs, I pulled the desk post, so it was not running electrically, just running like a diesel engine, wide open. Pulled the choke, didn't choke it off. Finally opening the throttle to full throttle, shut it down right away. So I don't know what the heck is going on, but that one carb is the one that I'm having all the trouble with, the one that the plate was loose. So obviously someone was messing with it. So here it is, back on the bench. I had to tear the whole thing down again, start over. Was examining the carb. There was a little brass ball that was in there. It was leaking air. I put 5 pounds of air through here. It was blowing right out of here. It's all been scratched there and dug at here. We know someone's been working in this thing. So now I got to plug that permanently, possibly with a screw, and thread it and red Loctite, seal that off and see if that helps. What I hate is that I got to put this all back together to test it again, but I guess we got to do what we got to do. So let me fix that. And also I made a new nut out of aluminum to join these, so hopefully that will work good. Okay, she's all reassembled. I took a piece of aluminum dowel and threaded it. That's nowhere near perfect, but it works until you can get a new rod. Nice. And I got that end plugged up right there, tapped it, red Loctite, and put some JB weld on top. Obviously these aren't permanent things. He's going to need to get a new plate for that and take the whole darn thing apart again. And this pipe here was broken, so I cut it back and put a new Oetiker clamp on. Put this in. It's going to be my last attempt with this carburetor. Outside of that, he's got to get a new one or do something, but I'm not going to keep searching for what other people have done. So put her back in for the last time. And here we go again. Project Runaway. All put back together. Wow, that one was a toughie. I think we got her. And here we go. Oh, no reverse. Oh, ran out of gas probably. Wow, the thing runs like crap. Start button is terrible. What do I need? A little more here. I don't know. can't turn the low speed or the high speed. You need a screwdriver. Choke. Some carb adjusting. When I pull the choke out part way, then it runs good. Yeah, I need a screwdriver. Screwdriver, enough of this. And another pipe disconnected. Look at this. Clamp was clamped way down here. Holy crap. I got one screwdriver out here for all my tools. Ah, boy. Still having trouble adjusting the carbs. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay. Just wants the smallest amount of choke. Yeah. That's the choke all the way out, or not all, the adjustment is all the way out right now with this setting. Both sides are open about 1/2 inch. Take it for a spin. Okay. Oh. No reverse. Rough day. Perfect day for a test drive. that's a wrap. We're not going to do any more on that machine. We know what's wrong. There's a carb problem, whether it be some dirty high-speed jets, whether someone's modified something in the carburetor. We know it had already been messed with. Owner's going to deal with getting a new carb kit, cleaning it up and putting it back together. His biggest thing was how it revved up really high. So he had that linkage for the two carburetors too short. That set it up into a really high idle. And these machines have a tendency that once they're over 4 grand on the dry, they'll take right off to 10 grand. The only thing you can do is pull the tether and hit the throttle. Although you don't want to hit the throttle because you think it's going to make it go faster, it doesn't. It shuts it right down instantly. Pulling plugs, pulling desk posts, pulling the choke, none of that will stop it. So you definitely want to just pull the tether, hit the throttle, it'll shut it down right away, and you'll be okay. What else? I think that's about it. We had it running good. It was just running on quarter choke, which obviously is not the right way to do it, but that's a free fix. You want to play for the weekend, you do that little mod and away you go, Anyway, so that's as far as we go on that one. We'll see what's coming next. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm sure something will come out of the woodwork. So until the next one, thanks for watching.